인적조차 드문 이곳에 신원 미상의 시신이 있다는 신고로 출동한 경찰들.
There's his eye, obviously.
Guy brought him out here, executed him.
Wonder if it's a GSW to his eye.
That's what I'm thinking, especially like this here. It's the
Yeah.
like that's just the exit hole. Like that's from the exit hole on the back of his head.
Yeah.
누군가와 격렬하게 다투다 참혹하게 살해된 신원 미상의 남성. 그리고 한 달여 만에 피해자와 관련된 용의자들을 전격 검거했습니다. 그런데 경찰에 붙잡힌 이 끔찍한 살인사건의 용의자들은 모두 10대들이었죠. 일말의 미안함조차 보이지 않는 뻔뻔한 10대 용의자들.
So what are it for?
First degree murder, kidnapping, robbery, conspiracy, and tampering. Yes. So we're going to talk about that. Okay.
First degree murder?
First degree murder, kidnapping, conspiracy.
What is that?
You broke my thermostat.
I didn't.
That's not very nice.
I didn't break it, just fell off.
I'm sure it did.
It looks like it has a camera in there.
It doesn't.
도대체 그날 무슨 일이 벌어졌던 것이며 법원은 이들에게 어떤 처벌을 내렸을까? 저와 함께 이 사건의 전말에 대해 파헤쳐 보겠습니다. 처벌 실화냐? (2024년 5월 19일) 오후 4시경 뉴멕시코주 엘버커키 서부의 외딴 사막 파하리토 메사. 사람이라곤 찾아볼 수 없는 이 황량한 곳에서 다급한 구조 요청이 911 센터에 걸려왔습니다.
Bernalillo County 911, what is the address of your emergency?
There's no address.
Tell me exactly what happened, sir.
We're just driving by and my mom saw a dead body.
Okay, and that's exactly where you're at right now? Do you think they're beyond any help?
Yeah, I think they're dead.
Okay, just down the line, okay? Can you tell their race?
It might be Hispanic.
How old does he look?
Let me get a little closer.
No, you don't have to get closer, just approximately of what you think.
Maybe 20 to 30.
Okay, and you think he's beyond any help?
Yeah. His color of skin looks very dark, so I don't think he...
You want to try to do CPR?
What's that?
We have help coming, but I think there may be a possibility we could try to work on him and do CPR. Do you feel comfortable?
I don't think so. His whole face is black already.
현장에 출동한 버나릴로 카운티 보안관실 대원들. 그들이 마주한 건 참혹하게 훼손된 16세 피해자 헤수스 쿠타의 시신이었습니다.
And you guys said you were just driving by and you saw it?
So he did pass away?
Yeah, he's been deceased for a while.
I figured by the color of his skin. Does it look like he's been here a few days?
It's, to be honest with you, due to the coloration, we see this a lot due to coloration, certain things like that I've seen and that I've gone trainings for, it looks like he's been out here for a while, yeah. Say a couple days, anyone, it could be 2 to 3. To like be more like specific for like medical terms and stuff like that, I couldn't tell you, like, to be honest. A couple days.
Is this common or not really? Yeah. It is?
It's horrible to say, yeah, like that's why we're ranked number 1 in crime in America for anything, like homicides, anything like that. Missing people, stuff like that. Domestic violences, we're ranked number 1. No one will ever beat us in that. I don't know how or why, but we are.
We can just code 4 fire. Wonder if it's a GSW to his eye.
That's what I'm thinking, especially like this here. It's the
Yeah.
like that's just the exit hole. Like that's from the exit hole on the back of his head.
Yeah.
현장을 수습하던 대원들의 바디캠에는 당시에 끔찍했던 상황이 고스란히 담겼습니다. 그런데 현장을 통제하던 경찰은 주변을 살피다 한 가지 기이한 점을 발견합니다.
Well, the blood coming from the ears too.
You think it was done out here? Or you think they dropped him here?
It was done out here. Is the way the blood is?
No.
Because he could have been standing up when it happened. The fact that he's laying down and it's all going downward into the dirt.
There's a shell there. Why no shoe? Oh,
With how hot it's been? I don't know. I wouldn't say more than a day.
how old do you think he is? Definitely not 21.
Why do you say that?
He just looks very like undeveloped still, you know. And it's not, especially out here in the South Valley, it's not common for these little teenagers to be running around acting like they're grown and stuff. If he got shot,
In the back of the head?
well, I don't know, because unless his eye is the exit hole, but if it's that, it would be a lot bigger, you would think. And given the amount of blood and just from what it looks like that he's laying on top of, even like, I don't know, I can't really tell from here, but even like how his hair is, it kind of looks like the back of his head is opened up a little bit. But so should ask if anybody's called in about their kid missing.
Like, to me, it looks like fight over a gun or fight in general. His shoes off.
The only thing is that, like what he pointed out, where the shell casings are
It doesn't look like.
to like where he's laying isn't very consistent.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he was laying down when they did. And they were
On the other side.
standing here and bam.
That sucks. It's gonna be a horrible day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's a young juvenile. Probably have to ID him. So I'm assuming he probably doesn't have a wallet on him either. If they took it. As an if. Or unless something just.
They could have been partying, like drunk, and got
Yeah.
into a fight with them, and then someone just pulls out a gun and shoots it.
That's what I'm saying. And everyone just scatters.
Yeah.
Like how that normally happens.
Yeah. Just cruising in the car, and they happen to get into a fight, like in the car or something.
Yeah, and then they're. You dog.
Interested to see where this one goes.
We showed up. He is definitely deceased.
Right.
There's no. There's no need for them to be like, let me check his pulse.
They're
Like,
gonna walk up and just be like, "Yeah, he's dead."
especially like they just like how like they're just gonna contaminate the scene more. Obviously, we contaminated it already by walking up here, but who cares? There's his eye, obviously.
Brought him out here, executed him.
평범한 10대였던 피해자는 어쩌다 연고도 없는 이 척박한 사막 한가운데서 주검으로 발견된 걸까? 경찰은 곧바로 피해자의 최근 24시간 행적을 역추적하기 시작합니다. 디지털 포렌식을 통해 복원된 피해자의 SNS와 통화 기록에서 사건 전날 밤의 수상한 단서가 수면 위로 드러납니다. 사건 전날 피해자에게 먼저 접근해 데이트를 제안한 여성이 있었던 것입니다. 그렇게 그녀를 따라갔던 피해자는 싸늘한 주검으로 발견되었죠. 사건 발생 후 경찰은 언론 브리핑을 통해 충격적인 수사 결과를 대중에게 발표합니다.
Good morning. So my name is Cameron Carroll. I'm a detective with the homicide unit here at the sheriff's office. We have the three arrested, Mariana Gomez, a Daniel Medrano Garcia, and a Dominic Marquez. They were determined to be suspects in this case. And we were able to use a bunch of different technologies, different things, and boots on the ground, interviewing people, talking to people, going out and doing the work. We were able to learn that this was a dispute over money, and also a possible retaliation for something that occurred previously between these parties. Through my investigation into this with the different search warrants that we served, it was clear to us that this was a planned and very targeted event. This wasn't some random person. This was very targeted.
디지털 통신 기록과 주변인 탐문을 통해 용의자들의 은신처를 파악한 경찰은 사건 발생 약 한 달 뒤인 6월 27일 대대적인 검거 작전에 돌입합니다. 그리고 가장 먼저 경찰에 붙잡힌 건 피해자를 사지로 유인했던 인물, 바로 마리아나 고메즈였습니다.
Mariana, do me a favor, put that stuff down real quick. Do you want to drop your bag as well?
Yeah.
Do you want to turn around?
Are you guys gonna grab this?
We'll take care of everything. Don't turn around. Thank you. Thanks for being cooperative with us. Sure. Go and look up for me.
자신이 방금 1급 살인 혐의로 체포되었다는 사실을 아는지 모르는지 마리아나는 압수당할 트럭과 엄마 걱정만 늘어놓습니다.
These are going to be really loose on you, okay? So don't do anything crazy and slip them, all right? Where do you want to put your stuff? What were you gonna ask me to do?
What do I do with my check? Can you call my mom or something?
I mean, it's legally parked unless they tow it.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it here, and they're gonna probably tow it out here. I can
I
call
what
your mom
about my
if you want.
stuff?
If your mom like working right now?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's at the house.
So since you've been cooperative with us and everything else, I'll call him, and if your mom's able to come get it, then she can. Does she have a right to get here?
She should.
Okay.
But my stuff too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, your bag and everything. All right. Stand by on that, okay? Can you transfer?
Can someone help me out, please? I have here.
Well, you cool if I split? I gotta move a truck.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you guys.
Yep. Do you want me to take that stuff with that bag?
Yeah. I think they want that. What's your mom's number?
I don't know it. I just have it. My boss should have it because you guys took my phone.
Oh, we don't have it. Detective Carol Stratford phone?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your boss's number?
I don't know it.
What's
I
her
just
name?
know they're inside. Maida?
What?
The detective should have it too.
All right, well, we'll get that taken care of. Like I said, since you've been cooperative with us, we'll try to get that out of here, okay?
I'm gonna grab
I'll be cool if you're cool after you eat your food and stuff. Like, you want your coffee? Is that a coffee, I'm assuming? Okay, I'll bring it with you.
Mitch, can you follow down to the main?
Hey, Andrew. Go ahead and sit right there. I'll put these at your feet. I'll put the food right here. You want some?
살인 용의자라고는 믿기 힘든 기이할 정도로 태연한 모습이었습니다. 그녀의 공범으로 지목된 18세 다니엘과 17세 도미닉도 현장에서 체포되었죠.
Hands up! Police! All of you!
I got pulled up.
Something up to you.
Lift your shirt all the way up. Spin around.
I'm on you. You got hands?
Go ahead and step toward me. I got hands.
Walk here.
Go ahead and step toward me. Go ahead and keep walking toward me. Turn around. Hands on top of your head. Interlace fingers. Step back. Step off that curb. There you go. Got you. Keep stepping back.
Keep your hands up. Turn around. Stop right there.
Welcome back.
Oh, you got my hair.
We're fine. We have both targets in custody.
사건 발생 39일 만에 10대 용의자 3명이 모두 검거되었습니다.
The summer of 2024, the body of Jesus Quintana Cota was discovered on the Pajarito Mesa. 3 suspects were arrested and charged with the murder, all teenagers themselves. Dominic Marquez was only 17 at the time. His co-conspirators were Daniel Medrano and Mariana Gomez.
도대체 이들은 왜 피해자를 사막으로 끌고 가 방아쇠를 당긴 걸까? 이제 경찰의 집중적인 취조를 통해 이들의 입에서 나오는 충격적인 그날의 이야기를 들어봐야겠습니다. 굳게 닫힌 취조실 문 안쪽, 가장 먼저 카메라가 비춘 곳은 18세 다니엘의 취조실이었습니다. 형사는 이미 확보한 GPS와 통화 기록을 무기 삼아 강도 높은 압박을 시작합니다.
Here's the thing, okay? And I really need you to think about this. Okay? Daniel, I don't think you're a bad kid. Okay? I got nothing against you. I don't know you. I've never met you before in my life. Okay? But right now is your chance to be honest about what happened. Okay? I know you didn't do that because I've looked at your phone records.
Yeah.
Okay? I have your GPS. So I know you're not telling the truth. Okay? So nothing that we talk about today is going to change the outcome today. Okay? Being straight up. Okay? However, what you talk about, and if you decide to tell me the truth about what happened, that directly is going to affect how your future is. Okay? You are 18 now.
Yeah.
You have serious consequences for when you break the law, any law. Okay, you're an adult now. That means going to MDC in prison.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think you're a bad kid. Okay, so I know that didn't happen because I know a lot about what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I do. I'm not dumb. So I need you to tell me what you did that night. Okay, your involvement with Dominic, Mariana Gomez, and yourself and Dominic. Because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You're not dumb. I can look in your eyes. You're not dumb. Okay, I'm not dumb. So I need to know what you did.
Yeah.
What was your involvement in that? Because let me tell you, right now, you're facing a first-degree murder. That's life in prison.
Yeah.
You go away forever. Okay? You're 18. Forever's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay? That is a long time. Okay? So that's what you're charged with because I haven't talked to you.
That's what I wanted for?
First-degree murder, kidnapping, robbery, conspiracy, and
Robbery.
tampering. Yes.
Solo.
So we're going to talk about that. Okay?
First degree murder?
First-degree murder,
Uh-huh.
kidnapping,
Kidnapping?
conspiracy.
What is that?
Basically, you worked with other people
Uh-huh.
to do stuff. Tampering with evidence.
What is that?
That's basically you got rid of some stuff, you damaged stuff, you deleted stuff, that type of stuff. And then the kidnapping and robbery. Those are the two others. Okay?
And the robbery for what?
So there was a phone taken, there was talks of money being taken, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I know. Okay, I know you were out there. I know you were with them. Okay, so you have to ask yourself right now, okay, because each one of you now,
All three of us.
all three of you.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is the person that talks and says stuff that I can corroborate, it's better for them. Because if nobody talks, well, then I go off of what I have, and I have an incredible amount of evidence against you guys. Hence why we're here.
And
Okay? Hence why you're sitting in the chair.
And what sentence for you?
Well, like if you're convicted of everything, I mean, life in
let's
prison.
say.
Like if you're convicted of everything, you're life in prison. So I need to know.
자신이 평생 감옥에 갇힐 수도 있다는 경고 앞에서도 다니엘은 믿을 수 없을 만큼 무덤덤한 모습을 보입니다. 마치 남의 일이라도 되는 것처럼 보이는 행동은 일말의 죄책감조차 찾아볼 수 없었습니다.
Where did you meet Dominic to meet up with Mariana? Because guess what? I'll tell you.
McCullough?
Okay? So you're there. What do you guys talk about?
We're just talking. I don't really talk. We're just them two talking. I'll just not back.
Okay. So if that's the case, then you really need to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you were...
I would get involved a little bit, but I was just in the back.
So tell me what you got involved with. Because, look, you have to understand, the reason I ask questions is to make sure people tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Okay? The fact that you're sitting here and I have Dominic in the other room and Mariana in the other.
Oh, she's here too?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So why were they meeting up? You have to be honest. The only way you're going to get out of this at some point is if you're honest.
Hmm. So, you go on a level?
And do what?
On a level?
What does unalive mean? Okay. And you were cool with that? You're there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in the back. Like, did you tell anyone? Like, you shouldn't do that?
그리고 형사의 끈질긴 추궁 끝에 마침내 진짜 동기가 밝혀졌습니다.
No.
So why was Dominic wanting to unalive?
I don't know.
You do know.
I guess revenge for me, but
Okay. Did you ask for it? So you're sitting in the parking lot. It's dark out. You're having Mariana text. Not like when I say you three. Mariana's texting Guido. Okay. What is the plan?
just for him to go meet up.
For her to go meet up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And why were you having Mariana do that?
It's just I don't know.
You do know.
I remember.
She's a pretty girl.
Yeah. Just right when I was when I started wearing he's a detective. He's like, what are you collecting? But it's just like, it's like,
Okay. Because she's pretty, right? Is that fair to say? Well, I mean, maybe not to you, but she's not ugly. I mean, you know, you and I have both seen some ugly women, I'm sure. So, she's not one of those like ones that make you want to run away, right? So, okay, so you're there. So, what was the plan, and where were you guys planning on meeting?
at the view.
And then what happened?
And then that's when once Dominic told me, like, stop, we'll see, I'm like, nah, like, you go home. Yeah.
And so, obviously, like, I know you feel some type of loyalty to him because you guys are homies, you guys have been friends, right? But
피해자가 다니엘에 아끼던 흰색 크라이슬러 차량에 총격을 가하는 일이 있었고 이에 앙심을 품은 다니엘과 도미닉이 치밀한 보복을 계획했던 겁니다. 그렇다면 범행을 함께 공모한 17세 도미닉은 어떤 말을 늘어놓았을까? 다른 두 명의 용의자와 다르게 도미닉은 어머니와 함께 취조실로 들어왔습니다. 그리고 형사는 살인사건의 무게감을 깨우쳐주죠.
they'll be talking with you about what goes on. I can tell you homicides are not quick. I mean, I've had one from 2021 still that hasn't gone to trial. So, and that guy's been in jail the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
It just depends.
Did you hear him?
하지만 도미닉은 입을 굳게 다물었습니다. 자신이 파놓은 덫 때문에 이런 끔찍한 살인사건이 벌어졌다는 사실을 마리아나는 과연 제대로 인지하고 있었을까? 그녀의 입에서 나오는 이야기를 직접 들어봐야겠습니다.
Hello, Mariana. Surprised to see me again? Not really.
사실 마리아나는 용의자로 체포되기 며칠 전 단순 목격자 신분으로 경찰에 자진 출석한 적이 있었습니다. 수사망을 빠져나가기 위해 치밀한 거짓말을 꾸며냈죠. 당시 경찰은 통화 기록을 통해 그녀의 거짓말을 눈치챘지만 완벽한 증거를 모으기 위해 모르는 척 그녀를 집으로 돌려보냈습니다. 그리고 며칠 뒤 완전히 덜미가 잡힌 마리아나가 다시 취조실로 소환된 것이었죠. 그런데 그녀의 입에서 나온 말들은 수사관의 귀를 의심케 했습니다.
Just to kind of explain a little bit about what's going on, okay? I'm gonna have another detective come in here, and he is going to show you a series of photographs about that other person you told me about, the guy with the sombrero. And he's going to explain it. He has no clue. He doesn't know anything about this case. So even if you ask him, I just have to use someone that has no idea about the case, present this to you. If you see him, great. If you don't, well, not. Once that's done, I'm going to come in and...
When is that going to happen, sir?
Yes, it's going to happen in about 2 minutes. He's going to come in. And then when he's done, I'll come in, I'll finish up with you, and then it will be done.
So it'll just be with pictures?
Yes. And don't feel like you have to choose. If you see the person, great. If you remember that person, great. If you don't, it's not a big deal. Don't feel like you have to choose someone. It's just other people, in this case, they talked as well. So, you know, we're just trying to find out who this other person is. Okay?
And you guys got Dominic and Daniel, right?
Yes. So, yep. And we're just trying to find out who that other person is. All right. You broke my thermostat.
You didn't?
That's not very nice.
I didn't break it, it just fell off.
I'm sure then.
It looks like it has a camera in there.
It doesn't. See, so why are you breaking my stuff?
I didn't mean to.
Well, that's not very nice of you. It is cold in here, and it doesn't work.
살인사건 용의자로 끌려왔음에도 마리아나는 오직 남자친구와의 관계와 자신의 불편함을 드러냈습니다. 형사조차 혀를 애두르게 만드는 태도였습니다.
Okay. So obviously they told you. Did they tell you what's going on and why they rushed down here? Okay. All right. So you are under arrest. Okay. You have a warrant for first-degree murder, kidnapping, robbery, conspiracy, and tampering with evidence. Okay.
Okay, can you explain all that to me?
Sure. So first-degree murder, because it was planned out. You guys talked about it, blah blah blah, all the whole 9 yards, and you were to some degree, a direct participant in what happened to Wedo. Okay. I know you didn't pull the trigger, but you were an active participant. Okay. I talked to everybody else. They told me their story. It pretty much matches up with what you told me, minus a few things, which I'd like to just talk with you about. You know, you guys were talking about taking money, laughing about it, splitting it 3 ways. You know, so.
But I never agreed on that too.
I know, but you guys talked about it. It was, you know, it is what it is at this point. Okay. You know, I am grateful to you that for what it's worth that you did come forward, you did the right thing. That may help you in the long run. I know it sucks now, nothing's going to change what happens today, but, you know, you're going to get an attorney, and I'm sure your attorney will try to figure some stuff out. Okay? You made some very poor decisions. For what? A boy? Dominic? There's really no justification. You know, there isn't. So I want to talk to you, okay, about the guy that got in your car. Okay. Did you pick someone up at Filiberto's?
Not really.
Or by that area? Okay. Not at Filiberto, but in that area. Okay. Are you sure? Now's the time to be honest, because once you leave here, we determine you're lying. Because I'm starting to have my doubts.
Yeah.
So, where did you pick him up at?
So, like I said, Filiberto's is right here, and then you go a little bit more down, and there's like a road, and then there's houses right there. And I didn't pass none of those houses, but I parked like right there, like on the corner.
Okay.
And I just waited there, and he was just there on the street.
Okay, so you didn't pull up to any of those houses?
No.
Okay. All right. Who was that?
Who
was the guy?
Daniel's uncle. That's what they told me.
That's what they told you? Okay. And can you remember what he looked like?
You could tell he's like Mexican. I think he had like a mustache. He looks like older, like probably 40s, 50s.
Okay.
He has like a bit of gray hair. Probably like small eyes. He's more darker. That's how I found out like he wasn't one of those guys. And his hair isn't long. It's like normal. Like I said, he had his sombrero.
Okay. And when you went to the view, who else was there? All right. Is there anything else you think I should know that might help you? That you didn't tell me about this?
그런데 대체 사막에서 피해자에게 총을 쏜 범인은 누구일까? 다시 다니엘의 취조실로 시선을 옮겨보겠습니다. 경찰은 무덤덤한 다니엘에게 사건 당일 사막에서 벌어진 총격 사건 진실을 캐묻습니다.
That had you scared, right? I mean, what was being talked about, right? I don't think you've killed anyone in the past. So what happened? Tell me about it.
We just out there arguing.
Okay. And so when you say you, I need to know who all was there.
Dominic and my dad.
Okay. And who else was there?
Me, Dominic, my dad.
Right. But someone else was there.
Yeah. No, me, Dominic, my dad.
Okay. Well, she brought someone there.
Mm-hmm.
So who did she bring there?
She brought someone.
Well, Wedo.
It's me, and Dominic, and my dad.
Okay. Then further down.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about the gun you were holding.
Just the AR-15.
Okay. So you were holding the AR-15?
Yeah.
Okay. And who was holding the pistol?
Dominic.
Dominic? Okay. Is that your AR?
No.
Whose AR?
It was I bought off someone else.
So it's your AR?
No, I
invited it.
I invited, but
Who bought it?
it was like
You bought it.
I didn't buy it.
Who grabbed Wedo's phone?
I didn't grab it.
You didn't grab it? Who shot it?
Dominic.
Okay. Did you shoot it?
No.
Did you shoot up there at all?
No.
No. You sure?
Not that I remember. Maybe an accident, but not that I remember.
Okay. What do you mean an accident?
like my finger slipped or something, but not that I remember.
Okay, because it's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know we have evidence, right? You're here, so clearly I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
So did you shoot up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about that. What happened?
He just said, "Oh, the gun's fake." So I just shot it.
Okay, and so he said it was fake. What'd you do?
I just shot it
Okay, and where did you shoot it towards?
towards the dirt.
Just the dirt.
Yeah.
So then, where do you go with Wedo from the view?
We went from there.
Okay, and why did you go pick up your dad?
Because he's the one that wanted to do it.
Okay, so your dad wanted to do it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he put.
Did you ask him to?
No, I never told him anything like that.
So then, how did he know
No.
that you were out there that night? Like, why would you call him if you didn't want to do anything like this?
Because I know I wouldn't do it. I know.
But you were okay with someone else doing it?
No, something like that. I wouldn't do it. I would. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm trying to understand what you're, because you're saying you don't want to, but you're going along with this and you called your dad.
Because he was doing it. Like,
He was going to do it?
mm.
You knew he was going to do it? Did you talk to him about it?
I told him before, there's no point, you know?
So there's no point, or you to do it?
Yeah, there's no point to do it.
So you get to Pajarito. What happens?
That's when my dad told me to wait down. And then,
Did you and Dominic get out?
yeah,
Okay.
but we were in the back, so
Sure.
we're in the roof.
What happened?
When I took him over there, we're over here. You know?
Okay. Because I know you guys kind of roughed him up a little bit.
That was not my dad.
Okay.
It's because, Beto took the gun.
Then what happened?
And so when my dad started fighting, okay, he gets the gun.
Oh, your dad got the gun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then what happened?
Then Wedo takes it again. And then he doesn't have it. And then Wedo takes it again, so he takes it back, and then my dad took it back. They started fighting. And then me and Tom were just talking, and that's when I heard the gunshot.
Okay. Who shot?
But
Okay. And what did you guys talk about?
what?
Like, after that happened?
We were just talking about our graduation.
After you just saw someone get murdered?
Well,
Well, you know what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, like, you're literally out there where he got murdered, bro.
yeah, I hear a gunshot, man.
Okay, but you just, when you hear a gunshot, and then I'm sure you saw him.
No,
You never saw him.
no,
How'd you not see him, Daniel?
I don't. I'm not gonna look at that.
Okay. Well,
You can believe me, you can't believe me.
well, no, I'm just trying to understand where you're at.
It's like,
Because, like, when I hear a gunshot, right, the natural reaction is to look where the gunshot came from. That's just a normal physiological response. Like, when you hear a gunshot, like, you look.
yeah.
So you didn't see?
That's like your thing, you know? You hear a gunshot, you're a cop, you know, oh, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But me, like, I'm not just,
So you didn't look at all?
no,
Okay. Who got back in the truck?
all of us.
Okay. Who?
Dominic, me and my dad.
Okay. And who else?
That's it.
Who else was in the truck?
All of them.
Mariana Gomez. Okay. Was Wedo there?
No.
What did you guys talk about? In that truck, right after it happened.
Me and Dominic just started there.
Okay. What'd your dad say?
You just,
What'd you guys talk about? I mean, you obviously, maybe you didn't see it, but you clearly know what happened.
we're just quiet.
But what'd you talk about? Like, you didn't talk about what happened at all?
We're just like, oh, that really happened.
I mean, I can imagine you'd be terrified. Like, that's scared out of me.
Yeah. We're just like that, like, oh, shit, like, what really happened? And then we just went to bed.
여기서 우리는 도저히 납득할 수 없는 두 가지 강한 의구심을 품게 됩니다. 첫 번째는 무기의 출처입니다. 다니엘은 군용에 버금가는 AR 소총을, 도미닉은 권총을 들고 있었습니다. 합법적인 총기 구매가 불가능한 10대들이 대체 어떻게 이런 살상 무기를 구한 걸까? 취조 과정에서 다니엘은 소총의 출처에 대해 누군가에게 샀다라고 무심코 내뱉었다가 다급히 내가 산 게 아니다라며 말을 바꾸는 모습을 보입니다. 이와 관련해 존 앨런 보안관은 사건 브리핑에서 지역 내 10대들의 불법 모임이 가진 위험성을 강도 높게 지적했습니다. 실제로 이들은 평소 불법 스트리트 레이싱 무리와 어울려 다녔고 어둠의 경로를 통해 무기를 밀매했을 가능성이 매우 높습니다. 두 번째 의문은 바로 제4의 인물의 정체입니다. 차량 훼손에 대한 앙심으로 시작된 10대들의 다툼에 갑자기 다니엘의 친아버지가 나타나 피해자를 대신 쐈다는 주장은 누가 들어도 상식적으로 너무나 이상합니다. 자신이 직접 방아쇠를 당기지 않았음을 강조해 1급 살인이라는 무거운 형량을 피하고자 아직 잡히지 않은 제4의 인물에게 모든 책임을 뒤집어 씌우려는 계산된 핑계는 아닐까. 뭔가 이해가 되지 않는 것들이 난무하는 가운데 이들의 진술을 취합해봐야겠습니다. 그들의 주장에 따르면 차량이 훼손된 것에 앙심을 품은 다니엘이 친구 도미닉과 함께 보복을 계획하면서 이 모든 비극이 시작되었습니다. 이들은 피해자의 경계심을 허물기 위해 예쁘장한 외모의 마리아나를 미끼로 섭외했고 데이트를 가장하여 그를 인적 드문 전망대로 유인했습니다. 그리고 어둠을 틈타 완전 무장한 채 매복해 있던 두 사람은 피해자가 도착하자마자 무자비한 폭행을 가한 뒤 강제로 차량 뒷좌석에 쑤셔 넣었습니다. 이후 도심을 벗어나 칠흑 같은 사막으로 향하는 길에 살해를 직접 실행할 아빠까지 합류시켰고 결국 외딴 사막 한가운데서 방아쇠를 당겼습니다. 그리고 그 총을 맞고 피해자가 사망한 것이었죠. 이 말만 들으면 단순한 살인이 아닌 완벽한 계획 범죄였습니다. 형사는 1급 살인 공모라는 돌이킬 수 없는 죄를 저지른 18세 소녀에게 뼈아픈 일침을 가합니다.
You're an adult. Okay, you're 18. So I mean, we're not going to notify your parents, but would you like me to?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom.
Your mom? Okay. We will definitely let her know.
Do you think I could tell my boyfriend before?
So
Because he won't know anything.
So you don't make any calls here? You can call him from jail when you get up there.
I don't know his phone number. I have it on my phone.
The phone that you brought with you today?
The phone I gave to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
And do you know how long I'll be?
That's a tough question. I can tell you what I do know is in 3 to 5 days, there'll be a hearing. And you'll go before a judge, and the judge is going to decide if you're going to stay in jail or if you're going to get out. So if the judge decides that you don't get out, then you will be in jail until this case is over. If he lets you out, then you'll go pre-trial and you'll have you'll have an opportunity to get out. So it'll just depend. As far as what you're facing, I mean, you're facing life in prison. You're so young, and all you guys are, and to do something like this is just insane. I mean, if for whatever reason you find yourself able to not go to prison forever, I hope you learn from this that the only thing that you told me was the reason you did it is because they wouldn't talk to you. Like a guy's attention worth this? So hopefully you make better decisions because you're 18 and your life your decisions matter. Because Wedo lost his life because he belted. And just being honest. I've always been honest with you. I've been truthful with you. And it's unfortunate. Tragedy all the way around. You guys are so young. And you guys are facing some of the most serious crimes that you can be charged with. My first degree is the highest you can be charged with. So
We all got charged with first
everyone did.
그녀가 평생 감옥에서 보내야 할지도 모른다는 참혹한 현실을 일깨워주며 자신이 무슨 짓을 저질렀는지 똑똑히 직시하라고 질책하죠. 하지만 아직도 메타인지가 안 된 마리아나는 이상한 말을 꺼내놓죠.
Do you really think I can do anything to get my boyfriend's number? Like,
I mean,
on my phone? Like, you can't even tell me?
Your phone's at the lab. I don't have it with me.
And I can't call him on Instagram on the tablet? No?
Well, at the jail, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure how their tablets work up there. But focus on other things. Because, you have a lot more important things to worry about.
Is there anything I could do with jail? Like, I don't know, like, I have a lot of anxiety. So I don't know who's gonna do it in there.
So, I mean, they have, they have medical. I mean, they have doctors and nurses. So, I'm sure you can make a request. I mean, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not a fun place. But, I mean, I gave you as much time as I could. I didn't, like I told you, I didn't arrest you that night. Could have, but didn't. So, anything else for me? Okay. Well, good luck. You'll be seeing me again, and we're in court and stuff. But hopefully things will work out for you. Okay.
고구마 100개를 먹은 듯한 느낌이었습니다. 타인의 목숨을 또래 집단의 알량한 관심과 맞바꾼 이들에게 최소한의 양심이나 죄책감이란 애초에 존재하지 않았던 것입니다. 이제 일말의 반성조차 없는 이 잔혹하고 오만한 용의자들에게 법은 얼마나 무거운 형량을 내렸을까. 10대 용의자 3명이 마침내 법의 심판대에 섰습니다. 가장 먼저 백기를 든 것은 취조 내내 어머니 옆에서 침묵으로 일관했던 17세 도미닉이었습니다. 2025년 9월 1급 살인 및 무장강도 혐의 등에 대해 불황쟁 답변, 즉 사실상 유죄를 인정하며 선처를 구했습니다.
Children have a lack of maturity and an underdeveloped sense of responsibility, leading to recklessness, impulsivity, and heedless risk-taking.
변호인은 그가 범행 당시 미성년자였다는 점을 강조하며 감형을 호소했습니다. 하지만 판사는 단호했습니다. 이 사건은 결코 10대들의 우발적인 다툼이 아니며 치밀하게 계획된 악의적인 범죄임을 명확히 했습니다.
Really, you're young enough where you're going to get out of prison in your 30s. Mr. Quintana put those families not going to have that opportunity to ever see them again.
결국 도미닉에게는 구형 범위 중 최고형인 징역 22년이 선고되었습니다. 반면 끝까지 자신의 혐의를 부인하며 꼼수를 부린 인물도 있었죠. 바로 피해자를 사지로 유인했던 마리아나였습니다. 그녀는 끝까지 배심원 재판을 강행하며 자신은 직접 총을 쏘지 않았고 다른 남학생들의 강압에 의해 어쩔 수 없이 협조했을 뿐이라고 핑계를 댔습니다. 배심원단은 직접 방아쇠를 당기지 않은 그녀의 1급 살인 혐의에 대해서는 무죄 판결을 내렸습니다. 하지만 마리아나의 얄팍한 계산은 딱 거기까지였습니다.
Today, her defense argued Gomez Salinas believed they were only trying to plot a robbery and said because of that, she should be released. Also, in addition to her age and lack of criminal history, the judge did not buy that whatsoever and decided she will be behind bars until trial.
뉴멕시코주 법상 피해자가 사망에 이르게 된 납치 범죄는 살인에 버금가는 극악무도한 중범죄로 취급됩니다.
I do believe that the state has proved by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Gomez Salinas may pose a danger to the public.
판사는 마리아나가 대중에게 여전히 심각한 위협이 되는 인물이라고 지적하며 납치 및 증거인멸 혐의를 적용해 징역 18년형을 선고했습니다. 그렇다면 끝까지 자신의 친아버지에게 살인 혐의를 덮어씌우며 미꾸라지처럼 빠져나가려 했던 다니엘은 어떻게 되었을까? 다니엘은 끝까지 재판을 미루며 기나긴 법정 공방을 이어가려 했습니다. 하지만 빼도 박도 못하는 명백한 디지털 증거와 공범들의 잇따른 중형 선고를 지켜보며 그 거대한 압박감을 결국 견디지 못했습니다. 2026년 3월 말 마침내 1급 살인 및 납치 혐의에 대해 유죄를 인정하며 완전히 무너져 내렸습니다. 그는 현재 판사의 최종 선고 공판만을 앞두고 있으며 1급 살인 유죄 인정에 따라 최대 종신형이라는 무거운 처벌을 피할 수 없을 것으로 보입니다. 이처럼 3명의 10대 용의자들은 모두 참혹한 죗값을 치르게 되었습니다. 하지만 이 사건에는 아직 끝나지 않은 미스터리가 하나 남아 있습니다. 그날 밤 사막에서 소총에 방아쇠를 당긴 제사의 인물, 즉 다니엘의 아버지로 지목된 남성은 여전히 경찰의 수사망을 피해 도주 중입니다. 그는 정말로 아들을 대신해 또래 친구에게 방아쇠를 당긴 것일까? 아니면 형량을 줄이려는 10대들의 또 다른 새빨간 거짓말일까? 이 마지막 인물이 체포되는 날, 억울하게 어린 나이로 사망한 피해자의 이야기가 해결될 것입니다. 여러분은 이 사건에 대해 어떻게 생각하시나요? 여러분의 생각을 댓글로 남겨주세요. 구독과 좋아요, 댓글은 영상을 만드는데 큰 힘이 됩니다. 감사합니다. 처벌 실화냐?